So in today's video, I wanted to cover one of the most common defenses that I see for Universe 6 Saiyans that make no sense at all. The defense that Universe 6 Saiyans evolve differently, therefore this is the excuse for their BS power-ups. So today's video, I'm going to discuss, debunk, dissect all that about this myth, about this unsubstantiated defense for the Universe 6 Saiyans Caulifla and Kale and their fusion, by extension Kefla. So in Universe, it's stated that the reason that the Universe 6 Saiyans have no tails is because they evolve differently. Now, it's never been expanded upon. I don't know where these Dragon Ball tubers are pulling that out of their ass. It's only been stated that the reason in Universe for Universe 6 Saiyans having no tails is because they evolve differently, and that is it. There's been no interviews, no data books, no guides, nothing that says that Universe 6 Saiyans are more powerful or naturally more powerful than the Universe 7 variety. Now, in real life, the reason that Universe 6 Saiyans don't have tails is because animators and the artists are too lazy to draw them. That is literally the reason why tails just quit being a thing. But in Universe, it has never been stated as a fact that Universe 6 Saiyans have all this potential. Now, this does relate to what's going on with Kale and Caulifla, because this is the defense that people toss up, is that, oh, well, why is everyone getting in a tiff? Why is everyone angry? Remember, Universe 6 Saiyans more potential, no tails. But they just never discovered Super Saiyan in the thousands of years they existed. And I want to discuss that too. Now, people are saying that because the Universe 6 Saiyans were relatively living in a time of peace, that they didn't have Frieza eradicating them, that caused them to naturally progress to be as powerful as they are. Now, again, this has never been stated in Universe, but I can use some common sense to debunk that. It's called natural selection. So in Universe 7, only the strongest Saiyans were allowed to survive. Even before Frieza eradicated them, they were constantly sent out on life or death missions, and if you were strong, you survived, and if you were weak, you died. And of course, as time progressed, the stronger Saiyans got to reproduce, and the bloodline was stronger due to the weaker Saiyans being killed off. And then I see these DB tubers, these Dragon Ball tubers, try to deflect attention over to Gotenks and Jiren. Well, you guys were okay with Gotenks doing everything he did, and Goten and Trunks. You guys were okay with Jiren, but not Kefla, not Caulifla, not Kale. I can't believe it. So let me go ahead and nip this in the bud with Gotenks, because this should be relatively easy. So with Gotenks and Goten and Trunks, let's start with Goten and Trunks. We all know why Goten and Trunks got Super Saiyan as easily as they did. They're the children of the main characters. They're half-breeds, which those are the breed of Saiyans that have everything easier for them. That's been stated in Universe. Vegeta acknowledged it when talking about Gohan because he's a half-breed. He has this explosive potential. So we've had that established, that half-breeds, these hybrids, are going to do things and grow at an exponential rate. So then you have Goten and Trunks, who were conceived, fathered by Super Saiyans, because both Vegeta and Goku had achieved Super Saiyan at the time that Goten and Trunks were, brought into this world. So with hybrid going for them, with, Super Saiyan gene going for them, of course they were going to get Super Saiyan at a relatively young age. I think Goten got his at like 4 or 5, and Trunks probably around the same time as well. That is why they were as strong as they are. They have an actual reason. They have a background to it. It didn't just come out of anywhere. And even on top of that, it's not like Goten and Trunks came out the womb as Super Saiyans like they tried to do with Caulifla and Kale, who discovered it in like 5 minutes of training towards the task. We know that, Goten had regularly been training with Chi-Chi, and one day she pushed him too far. He's a little kid, and Chi-Chi is a martial artist, and she's a master at what she does, so she pushes Goten, and bam, Super Saiyan. You had the half-breed thing going for him. You had the Super Saiyan gene going for him. Of course that was going to come naturally to him. And let's not even go into Trunks. Trunks was training with, Vegeta. So you know, he didn't get any punches pulled against him. So it made sense for them to do what they were doing. And on top of that, they fused. We knew the multiplier for fusion was insane, Metamarean fusion. And on top of that, they have a close-knit relationship, a rivalry, if you will. Not as intense as Goku and Vegeta, but, they have that little brotherly rivalry going on between them. So it made their fusion magnified. And then they still didn't even get Super Saiyan 3 instantly. They went out, they got beat up by Fat Boo, and then they had to go back in the time chamber and train towards the task of achieving Super Saiyan 3. So nothing was an ass pull with them. It was, it was built up over time and it was executed quite well. As opposed to the situation with Kefla. Now, I've nipped that situation in the bud. That's done. That's over with. Let's get into Jiren. All that needs to be said about Jiren is that it was established that someone in this tournament who was beyond God of Destruction level was here. It's Jiren. Of course, with all that, mystique behind him, he's the main antagonist of this arc. Of course he was going to do what he did. And of course, with Jiren being the one who's stronger than a God of Destruction, he was going to do what he did, which is dominate. He's the wall that Goku must overcome. So there was no ass pulls with him. Everything was established. His back character was established. He's the strong, silent, stoic type. That's what he did. He came in, he dominated, and he left. He went to meditate. He didn't leave. So with Kefla, Caulifla, and Kale, you got characters, especially characters who are Saiyans, that we know the scope of their abilities. We know about how fast they're supposed to grow, especially considering that they're not hybrids. They're not half Saiyan, half this. They're full Saiyans, so they have to fall in line with what Goku and Vegeta had to do to get their powers. It was bullcrap that they, took a day to get Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2. What kind of crap is that? And let's discuss Kale, who's not even a legendary Super Saiyan. A lot of people have this misconstrued. Toei views her less than what Broly is. That is why they are extremely careful not to put that legendary association with her. They don't want anything get mixed up, because I think that Toei realizes that their biggest mistake was not capitalizing on Broly. Broly became insanely popular and still is to this day, and the only unpopular variations of that character is Bio Broly and Kale. Berserker, I would say that it's not quite SS2, it's beyond SS1, so I would say that it's a different variation of Ultra Super Saiyan. That's just it. So you're telling me that an Ultra Super Saiyan ripoff, or a surrogate or a substitute for what Broly is supposed to be, is doing all of this in this tournament? No. I mean, as a Broly fan, I'm glad that his ripoff, his weaker variant is doing all this, because this means that, wow, Broly would come in. But at the same time, I know that none of that would make sense. I know Broly couldn't come in and dominate SS Blue Goku. Oh, and let's cover this last defense. The almighty defense of all these Dragon Ball tubers. Goku's not at 100%, guys. It's totally okay for Caulifla, Kale, and Kefla to be doing all this, because Goku is weakened from the Jiren fight. That all went out the window the moment that Goku went Super Saiyan God, because if you remember, Super Saiyan God heals Goku like a sensu bean. That was established in the Goku versus Beerus fight, when Beerus impaled him with his hand and Goku was on the brink of death. It was revealed that the Super Saiyan God form heals Goku. So that went out the window. Goku is not injured anymore. He's not hurt. He's not low on health, anything like that. So you're telling me that as Super Saiyan God can't beat two mid-tier, low-tier Super Saiyan 2s? You're telling me that the God of Saiyans, the God of all Saiyans, Super Saiyan God form, can't beat a Buu Saga fusion? Dragon Ball tubers, you have no more defenses. That makes no sense at all to say that Goku is not at 100% anymore, because it's established that he is, okay? Kefla, Kale, and Caulifla are the biggest ass pull characters in the Dragon Ball franchise. Not just Super, not GT, not Z, in the entire franchise. And this is why they are the most hated characters. All the hate that is being directed towards them is justified. Quit trying to herd the sheep, quit trying to suppress the hate that is justified, and just let the community vent. Let the community express their opinions and quit trying to quell it. Quit trying to control people and make them think the way that you do. That's all I have to say to these DB tubers, man. You guys have got to get it straight. A lot of these guys I watch and I like their content, but I'm not going to believe this bullcrap suppression that they're trying to push. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Of course, I've been your perfect being and the greatest Dragon Ball anime and gaming channel on YouTube. Yes, the name is Perfection. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell if you're tired of the BS with Caulifla, Kale, and Kefla. And I will see you in the next episode.